Hello there, how's your day? I'm Ame Gakita there. So, alright, let's talk about game media as well as Black Min Wukong. And it's actually kind of interesting that when I look up over the whole situation, it's very, very stupid. It's very ridiculous to the point that I don't understand why would game media start talking about this in a way? And I know some people saying that Black Moon Wukong, the game company, game site is also crazy for putting up the do and don't stuff to game creator or content creator when they giving them the moment to play the game along the line. When you look at the whole ordeal, I won't blame game site or the game company for doing so, but I know like Mesh JT actually talk about how it doesn't sit right with him along the line, but to me, when I look at the whole audio, yeah, I can see why. I can understand his point of view. Like there is some sort of like speed restriction, which is doesn't sit well when you come from a country about free speech. But more so is that when you look at the whole ordeal, it also kind of like look very stupid because the one who started all this hoo-ha is also based on the Western people. So I'm not gonna put this as a part A of why I don't trust some Westerner, but I'm also gonna talk about the issue on the two things that I mentioned, which is the game media as well as Black Min Wukong. So, putting everything into context, Black Min Wukong do actually put up the do and don'ts to content creator who want to put out contents about the game itself. And when you look at the do and the don't, I mean like the game side actually did a very good point. I know some people may be triggered by some of the don't, which we'll talk about it in a while to kind of like let me do speed everything in a moment. So the do is basically very simple. You just enjoy the game, you play the game, you don't do think of anything, just enjoy the game. So to me, I think that's the best part because as long as you are enjoying the game, that's the good point. But the don't is actually do get actually some people on some point that people is making hoo-ha out of nowhere, and I don't blame them. So number one and number two is a very straightforward. You do not you want to insult other influencer or player, which actually kind of like understand if you like some there will be some player who find the game hard, some player who find the game easy, and if they start drama over the game saying, hey, the game is easy or the game is hard along the line, the game is not fun, the game is fun. Yeah, everyone is subjected to their own opinion. That's understandable. It's understandable to the point that if people start making the fault of that, you should start insulting other people. That's what game side is not into. They don't want it, and they hope that they don't. The content creator are well enough not to do so. So I think that is understandable. And as well as offensive language or humor, I mean like when it. I know some people think that you can't use offensive humor. Well, there are some people who can't like some humor or language, I like slur or bad joke. I mean, like it's fine if you want to say it if that is on you, but do understand that it will not look good on the game. It will not look good on you as well. Because if you love to use a lot of slur, a lot of F word, yeah. I don't think a lot of people want to stand behind you. I know some people will stand behind you. You say it's your thing, but try to use less when you're playing games. I mean, like if you want, like I mean, like if the game is hard and you keep saying the F word, yeah, I can see why you're frustrated. But I'm a person who don't use the F word a lot, and if I do, a lot of people will hear funny F word from me like food, fish, fact along the line. It's like I don't use the FUCK. So that's basically me alone. But I mean like do not I mean like and also don't try to use offensive humor because if you say out nowhere that saying like oh the Western could not ever or whatever, that's a little bit racist. So yeah, please don't, alright? So the point 3 and point 4 is actually kind of interesting, and I know majority couldn't stand behind it because he find like it's kind of like from the country America, which is basically the First Amendment, free speech along the line. I talk about this a lot in my random chat and my live stream before. I said First Amendment of USA, which they claim is free speech, to me is a double-edged sword. I will say it's a double-edged sword again and again until now and forever. Is that on the right hand is a good point, but in the wrong hand, people are going to misuse it. And game journalists or game tabloid or game whatever you want to call them along the line, or game media if you want to go with the more official way, they have been misusing free speech to indicate their point of view, and more so that I find is very ridiculous. Because when you think about it, sometimes they will add in like propaganda, politics, violent, unity, or whatever, and say that, oh, it's all free speech. Or even in like Rule 34, which is basically sexualized of stuff, obviously people say that, hey, maybe we can have a monkey effing a guy. I mean, like, dude, there is already like old past case about saying about people saying like bestiality along the line, which is kind of questionable. Having sex with animal, I don't understand how it happened. I do not understand why people will have it in their mind, and I still think that those people are sick if they think it's correct. If it's just like for imagination and not doing in real life, I mean, like, sure, I can understand it's just a delusion, fiction along the line. But if you do it in real life, yeah, go and see a doctor, see a specialist, see a therapy. It will help you along the line. But the thing is, right, it is not unheard of people having like some sort of fetishization or unity of violence to have those kind of thing. And I think it's fair for the game company to not do so. But when you're adding politics and propaganda to the game review or talking about it, yeah, I feel like that the game company on trying to draw the line is correct, because when you look at a lot of games recently, like the review done by a lot of them, it's really ridiculous. Because if you think about it, like the pro of like the game actually did actually did a review giving it a borderline 3 out of 5 star, saying like the game is fluid and fun, the scene is very breathtaking, there's good moment of item and mechanism, but the con, I find it questionable. They say the game is unpolished, dude. You say it's free and fun, and no way you say that there is bug on the game. I mean, like, sure, a lot of games do have some bug, but if you say it's unpolished, yeah, I feel like they're trying to make sure that they don't give the full 5 score because they can. And then no way you add in the point number 2, which get a lot of people like wondering like, what the hell? It's inclusivity as well as diversity. It's like, hello. Isn't that just a way of telling people that there is no DEI in the game? Dude, let's talk about this. I commented like the person who wrote that is a so-called claim to be a senior writer, and it was her first review. Dude, I don't care whether it is your first review or not. If you are a senior writer, you should be aware on how to write and what to write. And you say this is your first review, and yet you hold the position of senior writer. Dude, I feel like I can just call myself the CEO of game media called Ame Game Review, and I just write all the review about game I play, and I will just say that, hey, I'm the senior writer. Why? Because I can along the line. Yeah, it just really shows how stupid the game media are right now, because they don't even understand the Journey to the West. In short, I would recommend you guys to go and check out Journey to the West. It's basically about 4 animals, or 3 animals and 1 demon, depending on how you call it, bring a monk from China all the way to India. Which is the reason why it's called Journey to the West. It's not all the way to West America or the Western. It's basically because India, which was the origin of Buddhism, was origin from, it is the west of China. If you look at it, it does make sense, because they are just trying to have a monk travel all the way to India to get some Buddhism book to bring it back to China and spread the teaching of Buddhism. So that was the origin of Journey to the West. And it's not because it's just Journey to the West and you must add in the Western propaganda of DEI or having fat character in the game or having the monkey has to be female along the line. Wukong the monkey has always been portrayed as a male. It will always be a male. So if you don't want it to be a male, go and create your own game version. Just like the Japanese, when they actually create female version of Wukong, which is kind of like not origin, and they do actually highlight that it is inspired from Journey to the West, but not based on it fully. So if you go with that, I mean, go ahead, no one's stopping you. It's just that if you start making a fat monkey or a female monkey along the line, that's on you, alright? So the thing is, right, when you think about the whole audio about families or whatsoever along the line, and yeah, it is understandable that sometimes the game journalists love to come up with a lot of ridiculous stuff, and it's really crazy that people always acting like DEI was to games. That why would you add DEI when the original noble Journey to the West is already basically fixed? You're just trying to add in your Western propaganda to it, and it's understandable because there's a reason why they say that they want it adding propaganda to it. The moment you start adding propaganda to the origin style, it's just basically telling the America that the America first speech is just basically, oh, everything is free speech. Well, how about, let me teach you guys one thing. Yeah, American people was the first to bring in the the black African people and make them American African. And how about say that the one who bring them in was a female along the line, not a male along the line? How about bringing that up as well? I mean, like, dude, if you can bring propaganda to other country, why not bring propaganda to your own country? I mean, like, that if one day USA fall because of their propaganda, yeah, that's on them, not me, all right? It's crazy how game media love to come out with a lot of stuff that change and how they think that it is when they don't even understand the origin. So, it's insane. I'm not trying to say that I'm gonna attack Westerners just because of that. It's just showing that how stupid most of the Westerners they are, as more so on game journalists. I talk about this in my random chat before, how I don't trust some of the Westerners and some of them on game journal. I do that. If you guys want to know more on that video, the link is in the description below. So, another thing I do want to highlight is that it's kind of interesting. The one who wrote this actually do get found out that she was actually working for another game company which is similar to Sweet Baby Inc., but more so that the one the case is covered by Rev San. So if you guys want to check it out, go and check it out. Actually, more so that the person who wrote it actually trying to say that it's basically another company of the DI exclusive along the line. So when you have a review done by them, you'll be like, that explains everything. More so that I do recommend you guys to check out Mash JT's video as well as Rev video if you do want to know more. Because when you think about it, oh, everything just makes sense because DI, and when you have DI, obviously they have to be like as the Sweet Baby Inc. or Sweet Baby Inc. like company because they were all together. They want diversity to a thing that never exists in a story. So it's at this point of time, right? If Brad Mean Wukong say that their game is already 100% based on Journey to the West, they are keeping their stuff as close to the source, and there's no right the DI can add in because in the novel it's a classic, it's an original book from China. There's no DI in that book. If people on the Western want to add DI, go and create your own book. Journey to the East, maybe along the line if you want. Because the thing is that that's just how stupid a lot of game journal can be and game media trying to go along the line. And most of the one, I do recommend you guys to check, be careful about when you're adding DI to stuff that you think is right, because most of the time it just shows that how those game journal or game media are so damn stupid about saying that, hey, the soul light action is a little bit off real or there is no DI whatsoever along the line. Dude, go and read The Journey to the West before you start saying about this. If you're saying that there is no diversity in that book, I mean, like, that just shows how stupid you are because they never know Journey to the West. It's a very old Chinese classic. It's always been, it's always there. If I don't really know the full story, I mean, like, dude, I have seen a lot of Journey to the West story, and even if you say you don't know about, there is already like Hollywood version of the story in a way. So I mean, like, just go and check those out. There's even like manga about it that inspired from it but not entirely. Even like a lot of people don't understand is that the funny thing a lot about Dragon Ball Sun Goku is actually also based on the Journey to the West because Sun Goku is basically the Japanese version of Sun Wukong. It's just basically they pronounce it differently in Japanese. So when you think about it, it's so damn stupid about how crazy Western people who is. I mean, like, this. I would just say it this way. Those game journal are not game journal. They are just basically tabloid who are also a theorist. Because they don't understand a lot of things, it's just real damn stupid and it's real ridiculous. Okay, before I go off, let me address that one last point about why Mash JT do understand. Maybe I guess some Westerners can also understand is that do not use trigger words such as quarantine, isolation, or COVID-19. I know very well the reason when I saw that I was like, ha, they're gonna use it. So I know Mash JT highlight in his video that he don't understand. I will point it out for a simple reason. COVID-19 was first so-called discovered in China. So obviously when the game company is based on China, and obviously there will be some people, tabloid journal or whatever you want to call them along the line, start saying that, hey, this is from a company that is based on China who was first to have start spreading about COVID-19. So obviously when you have that, it doesn't look good on the company itself, right? So there will always be people spreading something like propaganda against China, and because more so that the game is based in China, so they will start spreading like saying that hey, the game is basically from China, the company the country or the place that spread COVID-19. If people were saying that hey, I don't want to support this game if it's done by a game company that is located in China along the line, and obviously it will not look good. I mean, like if the game, despite it being based on China, have a lot of players, then and also the game is good along the line, I think that's fair to support the game regardless of the country. If people start saying that a lot of game that should not be supported along the line, then I think a lot of Western like that. If I see a company that is based on France, based on USA, based on South America along the line, I think I don't want to support those game company anymore. Because why? Because it's based on USA or it's based on France, it's based on Canada along the line. Like, dude, it's just basically a racism in another big form. It's just using the country at this point. So when you're using like COVID-19, obviously you are going to, there will be some people who use it along the line. So when you think about it, it's just basically they're trying to put it in a very nice way, don't be racist. But obviously people will be racist, and it's very hard to remove racism as a whole. I mean, like, I've been fighting racism a lot. It's just that I don't fight it anymore. Why? Because I already got told off by American business, like American people, really American people on Twitter telling me not to go against it. They literally tell me not to be racist when I'm not racist, and they are racist against me. And I just comment that I guess I don't need to fight racism, and a lot of people support it apparently. So yeah, I think that's basically it. But anyway, one last thing before I go off. I know this will be the last thing. If anyone asks me, will I be playing Black Myth Wukong? I think I would not play it. Not because I don't support the game. It's basically when I look at the price, it's a little bit as over my budget. And if people give me the game, I will definitely play the game. But to me, I really don't have the money to buy the game. So the moment maybe in future when it get discounted and I got modelization along the line, maybe I will consider buying the game. But as for right now, I don't really have the money spare to buy the game. So maybe in future if I got a chance to play the game, I will give it a try. But as for now, if people ask me to play the game, I don't have the means to pay for it, so I'm not gonna play the game. But not because I hate the game, not because I whatsoever the game, is that I do want to play the game. I'm gonna give it a try, but at the moment I don't have the money to give it a try. So maybe in future, if I see a lot of good review as well as I have the money to do so and it's discounted, maybe in future if they do discount the game, maybe I'll give it a try. But who knows? That would be a thought for another few random chat. But for now, do take note that a lot of things that I say in today's random chat is my speculative thought. It is just a random chat. So if you agree or disagree, write in the comment below. We can discuss it further. What do you guys think? Like, is game media right now is just a whole lot of quack? Do you think that Black Myth Wukong is justified on giving the talk about the don't stuff along the line? Because to me, like, free speech is really basically, I know some people don't like the restriction of free speech, but America kind of need to understand that sometimes restriction on free speech is needed, because if there is no law on that, definitely it's gonna be bad. So anyway, that should be it. If you do like this video, don't forget to press like, share, or maybe if you are not subscribe for more random chat where I talk about stuff that sometimes never make a single sense or totally random topic, or maybe just never follow the single trend. Who knows? But the one thing I do know is that I hope you guys have a nice day. All night. Bye.